Hey guys, welcome back. Now, quite some time ago, I actually reviewed a projector from a company called COOAU, I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, that was actually one of my favorite budget projectors that I've ever tested, and if you follow my channel, you know that I've tested quite a few. So yeah, the guys over at COOAU actually reached out to me again, and they wanted me to test something else. So I thought, okay, maybe it's another projector or somewhere along that line. But no, they actually sent me this. This is a dash cam, and man, I have actually been looking for one for ages. Now, first up, obviously, you do get the dash cam. You also get a manual, and what I would say is read that manual. I'm guilty of this as well. A lot of times when I review stuff or I buy stuff, I don't bother with the manual because it's usually pretty straightforward. This time around, I would say just have a read through because there are quite a few features, and even installing it, you might want to make sure that you're doing it right. Now, talking about the design, I really like it. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that it's not just a dash cam, it is a dual camera dash cam. So you can actually have it pointed out to the road, but also pointing towards the driver, which can be pretty useful. So I really appreciate that. And even the build quality, I have to say, I'm really impressed. Now, when I tested out the COOAU projector sometime back, that budget projector, even though it was a budget projector, the build quality was pretty impressive for the price. Exactly the same thing here. I was really impressed. It has a really good weight to it. It doesn't feel like a cheap toy. And yes, some of the dash cams that I tested out, which I didn't even film the review because it was so bad that I just sent it back. This one actually, with the weight and the build quality and the quality of the plastics, gives me a lot of confidence. So yeah, overall, everything is looking really good. But you know what? I haven't actually fixed this in the car yet. So let's go. All right, so we are in my car now. Got the dash cam and I brought all the accessories. So like I mentioned, it comes with this, all right? So this is sort of a suction pad. You also have an adhesive one that you can use. Either one is fine. So if you look here, if let's say I want to put this on, it's pretty simple. It has sort of a catch area here. So all I have to do is put this in and lock it into place like that, okay? So if I wanted to stick it up here, I can put it up here. Now, if I didn't want to do that, I can just remove this, all right? Use the adhesive. So for example, I'm going to put this in now, all right? I can also either stick it here, but remember this is going to be permanent, or I can even stick it here or stick it somewhere here. It's really nice that they give a lot of options. Now, like I mentioned, they gave this really long micro USB cable. So you will probably have to run it all the way through the trim, all the way to the dash cam or to the charger. So they actually gave this charger over here, okay? Really nice. It's a great addition. However, I'm actually not going to use it because I have my own that I'm using because I have multiple cables. I've got my charger, I've got my wife's charger, I've got a Bluetooth adapter as well for the car. So I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to use this. Okay, so yeah, fitting it on your car, really easy. It's up here right now. I've placed it on the car. Now, like I mentioned, for the micro USB cable, you're gonna have to put it on the trim if you wanna make it look neat. Now, for the purpose of this review, I'm not actually gonna do that because, well, I'm testing it. I don't wanna go through all of this and then later on, if I find out that I don't like it, I have to take everything out again. So I'm just, as ugly as it is, I am just gonna let it hang. So yep, the USB cable is here. I mean, the port, sorry, is here. So I'm just gonna plug this in. So yeah, so unfortunately now it's gonna hang. But I think that's all right. Like I said, we're just testing it right now. If I find out that, you know, it's really good, I really like it, then I'm probably gonna have to find out how to remove this trim and run the cable all the way down. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since I've had the COOAU dashcam in my car. I've just been using it, and when I say using it, I haven't actually had to do anything. The great thing about it is, first of all, when it detects power going into the dashcam, so like for example, when I turn on my car, it actually starts recording automatically, which is great because honestly, a lot of times I didn't even think about, oh, do I need to turn the dashcam on? Do I need to start recording? It does it automatically, and obviously if you cut the car's engine and the power, obviously the video stops as well. But yeah, having used this for a few weeks now, I do have some observations, obviously some comments as well. Number one, I think the size at first, I mean, I thought it was a good size. It wasn't too large. It wasn't a distraction while I was driving. After a while, when you drive, you sort of forget that it's there. which is great. Another thing is that long micro USB cable. Now, if you do intend to make this a permanent fixture in your car, I would do my best to sort of neaten the cable, sort of run it around the trim, even under it if possible. Like I said, for me, I didn't do it because I was just testing it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be permanent, so I just sort of let the cable hang down. And of course, one very important thing, or one of the most important things about the dashcam is how is the video footage. Now, I have to say, the video footage is way better than I expected, not just in terms of the quality of the video, which is very good. Now, like I said, I was very impressed with the footage, but not just that. Now, at the bottom of the footage, you have a few stamps there. You have obviously a timestamp, a date stamp, and if you realize why the date is like a year old, it's because I just didn't bother to set the correct time and date, which, by the way, if you're using this dashcam permanently, you will need to set up the date and time correctly. It's really important, especially if you're using dashcam footage as evidence. But speaking of using dashcam footage as evidence, one thing I thought was really cool is that it actually shows like your exact location in terms of the longitude and latitude, and not just that, it even has your speedometer over there, which again, if you're sort of debating footage, or if you're in an accident and you sort of need to show proof that you weren't speeding or anything like that, having all of that timestamp is fantastic. And the added features don't even end there, alright? Now, the COOAU Dashcam actually does have an app which you can download on the Android store or the iOS Apple store. And when you connect to it, by the way, the dashcam does have Wi-Fi features, but that doesn't mean you can connect this to the internet. It's more about connecting the phone directly to the dashcam. It was pretty straightforward, and once you connect the dashcam to the app, first of all, you can actually see what the dashcam is recording, which is great. You've also got a map, and like I said, it does have GPS, so you can actually do sort of a route. So, for example, if you turn it on, you drive around, it can actually show your entire route on the map. That's pretty cool. But what is really nice and what I think makes this dashcam even more value is all the settings that you can get on the app. Now, first of all, you can choose the resolution of the footage. So if you don't need it to be like 1080p or anything, that you want to bring it down to 720, that's fine. That saves you a lot of storage space in the SD card. But also you can actually adjust things like whether you want audio recording on the dashcam, which for me, I think I would leave it on. You can also adjust sort of the orientation of the front and the back camera. So if you want your footage to just be on the side, or even if you don't want it showing on the screen at all, you can adjust that, a really nice feature. Now, you even have additional sensors, like of course you can turn your GPS on and off. They even have a G sensor, a motion sensor, all of which you can play around with. The features on this dashcam just blow me away. So before we talk about the price, is there anything that I don't like about the dashcam? Now, first up, I wish that this was a wireless dashcam in the sense that it didn't require a micro USB to be constantly connected to it. I do understand the restrictions on why it needs to be wired. First of all, if you needed to include a battery in this, it would be a lot bigger. And if it was a lot bigger, then yes, I would imagine how this could be a bit of distraction while I'm driving. So yeah, I wish it was wireless, but I can definitely understand why it needs to be wired. All right, so talking about the price of the COOAU Full HD Dashcam, so you can get this on Amazon US for about $170 US. Now, to some of you, that might seem like quite a bit of money, but honestly, after having used this for a couple of weeks, I would say that this is fantastic value. First of all, video quality is way better than I expected. You get a whole bunch of different features. Everything is timestamped on the video, so there's no room for debate, if you ever need to use the footage. Really fantastic. The app as well surprised me. I was really impressed with the app. I didn't have any issues with that. And yes, you can even take screenshots, or you can take photos with this as well. It's not gonna be great, but it may come in handy. It would be nice if technology advances in terms of batteries, and one day something this size could have a battery inside. That will make things a lot easier to install. But until that day, COOAU, I have to say, this dashcam has really impressed me. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the COOAU Dashcam. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next videos. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.